Hello and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Friday the 19th of February 2021. In the news today, media companies, uh, the former Prime Minister of Australia, Kevin Rudd, is complaining how he felt fearful of the Murdoch press, and that's been a common theme across many countries. I know in the UK, many former prime ministers have complained that they're scared. Murdoch's Sun newspaper, I use the term newspaper in air quotes, has been a terrible rag since he introduced it into Britain. Of course, he had News of the World at some point, which is now given up on, but that was just as unscrupulous. Of course, even worse in Australia is his Fox News. And so a global empire of falsehoods, I think you might suggest. So that's one aspect of one item of news. The other is that Facebook is trying to bully reputable newspapers out of their existence, maybe, I don't know. In Australia also, they have shut down the ability to pass news on, which is kind of almost a good thing, actually. Maybe it will have an unintended effect. It would be okay if they shut down fake news, such as Murdoch's empire. But unfortunately, if they shut down all news, including reputable suppliers, then I think that's not good for us as a people, a human race, I mean. Okay, today's Sudoku puzzle is listed as hard, but yesterday's was listed as hard, and it turned out to be extremely easy. Most disappointing yesterday. So I'm not sure about today's. It may be the same, or maybe it will really turn out to be a hard level. Who knows? So let's have a quick look. If this is the first time you've played Sudoku, very quickly the rules are each of these 9 regions here has to have numbers 1 to 9 in each of its 9 cells or boxes. Each column has numbers 1 to 9 and each row has numbers 1 to 9. That's all you need to know about the rules, because those are the rules. The way we find numbers are by a process of elimination usually. So when we look at this segment here and we notice there is no 5 in here yet, we can see a 5 extending across this row, meaning 5 cannot appear anywhere else. So eliminating these 2 squares, we can see a 5 in this row eliminating 5s anywhere else along here, so these 2 squares, and we see a 5 in this column here eliminating, well, this square's already eliminated, this one up here. So in other words, blocking. So if you imagine a 5 blocking along this row, this 5 blocking along this row, and this 5 blocking up this column, there is only one place a 5 can go in that cell. That's how we play Sudoku. And that's it. Basically, it's just more of that all the way through, really. Now, I don't look at these puzzles before I start playing them, and so I have no idea if it's actually going to be an easy level, a hard level, or turn out to be much easier than that. I don't know. There's a 4 in this column here, there's a 4 in this column here, so we are blocking again here, blocking again here. There's a 4 in this row here, blocking this square, and so a 4 has to appear here. Okay. It's usually a good idea to just, move your eyes around the grid. I see a 4 in this column here, 4 in this column here, and a 4 in this row here. So again, blocking, imagine blocking this row off, blocking the column off, blocking this column off, blocking this row off, and leaving only that place there for a 4 to go. Now here's another basic technique that you need to understand is, let's have a look at this column here, and we've only got 3 numbers, but I did notice, since we've just put in several 4s, I happen to notice now that, so remember, we will need a 4 in this column. If you look, you'll see that this 4 here intersects with this square, so that can't be a 4. This 4 here intersects with this square here, meaning that can't be a 4. This 4 here intersects with this square, so no 4, no 4. 4 can't be here. The 4 that we filled in before comes here, so no 4 here. So these 4 squares are eliminated already, and there's a 4 in this row that we just put in, so that square is eliminated. So a 4 has to appear in this position because it's blocked by 4s in every other location along that column. And that's a basic technique, basic Sudoku technique that you need to understand. We also don't have a 3 in this row yet, but there is a 3 in this segment. So 3 is blocked in both of these positions because it is contained in this segment. So 3 will have to be here, like so. 7 is not in this row yet, but 7 is blocking this location here, and so 7 will appear here. Now if we count through the numbers and see which number is missing, the only missing number is 2. We have 1, 3, 4 and all the other numbers, but we don't have 2, so let's write that in now. Okay, there's an 8 in this column, an 8 in this column, and an 8 in this row. So in this segment here, we are blocking here, blocking here. 8 has to go there. It's a normal thing, or an important thing I should say, to keep casting your eye around the grid. Don't just get stuck in one location. That's not a good thing to do. So I'm trying to look around. Okay, so there's a 2 in this row here. So blocking this entire row. So the target I want you to think about is this segment here. So we have a 2 blocking all of this row, so these 3 cells can't be 2. We have because this 2 is here, we know that 2 is going to appear somewhere in this row. It's actually going to be here or here. We don't know yet. There's a 2 intersecting here, but it's either here or here. But this somewhere in this row, here or here. So this is going to block these cells here. So 2 blocking across this row, blocking across this row, and there's 1 down in this column, and so 2 has to appear there, like that. And now that we've done that, we can consider there's a 2 in this column, 2 in this column, so blocked and blocked. There's also a 2 running across this top row here, and so 2 will appear here. The 2 we can bring back across this row, and 2 across this row, and 2 in this column. So in this segment, that has to be a 2. Can't be anything else. Okay. What's missing? 1, 6, 7. Alright, okay, so this will have to be a 7 because in this row we don't have a 7 yet. 7 is blocking this square, and this 7 blocks this square here, so 7 will be here. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something. Probably you're looking at the screen going, look at that. I often do when I replay these videos. I often say, how did I miss that? That was so obvious. Maybe you were looking at the 7s here. There's a 7 in this column, 7 in this column, 7 in this row blocking. So blocked, blocked, and blocked along here. So 7 has to go there. Okay, 193, 193. Now, usually we get to a point where we can't do much more without filling in potential candidates. I try to do as many as I can before I do that. I've just spotted another one, so there's a 5 down in this column here, 5 down in this column here, and a 5 in this row across. So block down here, and a 5 blocking here. So 5 will go here. Okay, try not to remain silent for too long. I suspect that I'm going to start writing in candidates imminently, because I don't think I can see any more easy ones before I... Yeah, I think I'm going to start writing in candidates now, because there may be 1 or 2 more simple ones that I'm overlooking, but to be honest with you, I may just as well fill in the candidates. I mean, there's no rule that stops you from filling in pencil marks or candidates. I mean, you know, it's whatever you do to make the game easier for you, to make the game the way that you can complete it any way that you can. So let's just fill in some pencil marks. So we have in this segment here, we don't have a 1 yet, and this 1 is blocking this square here. So 1 is a potential pair here and here, like that. We don't have a 9 yet. The 9 is blocking, this 9 blocks these 2 squares. So I'm going to put 9 now. I'm going to put these in the top left of the square to indicate that it is a pair within this particular segment. Okay, the last remaining number here is a 6, but we don't have any intersecting 6s, and so I'm going to put that in the bottom right hand corner. That's my personal notation. That's not a kind of official thing done by most Sudoku players, just done by me, I guess. I'm going to bring this 9 down here and this 9 across here, meaning that 9 is a pair here and here. I'm going to bring that 9 down that column and that 9 down that column, looking for a pair of 9s here. Okay. There are plenty of 5s around, so let's see, there's a 5 down this column, 5 up this column, so 5 is a pair here and here. 5 down this column here and 5 across this row means 5 is a pair here and here, but we can't identify there yet. It's 4. So where else am I looking? There's an 8 across this row and an 8 down here, so a pair of 8s here. Of course, yeah. I should have noticed this before. This 2, right at the beginning, actually, I said that 2 would appear either here or here. So there's a 2 blocking here, 2 in the center, so 5, 2. So this is useful when you have a pair like this: 5 and 2 in this square, 5 and 2 in this square. 5 and 2 cannot appear anywhere else, and also no other numbers can go in there. So we can go through the other numbers, missing numbers. So for example, I think we can find this missing number here because 1 and 3 are blocked from here. Okay, what numbers are missing? 1 and 3, it's going to be somewhere here. 3, 5 and 2 we have. The missing number, I believe, is going to be an 8, but let's just go through it. Okay, so missing 1. So 1 is going to appear here, here, or here. I'll put these in the bottom right because it's not a pair within this segment. 2 we have. 3 is going to be in this location also. 4 we have. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we have a 9 already, so it has to be an 8. So because this 1 and 3 is blocking and 5, 2 we know is there, that has to be an 8. And we had a pair of 8s here, so we can fill in 8 here and remove this candidate. And we'll fill in a pair of 8s in these squares at the top here. So, and a pair of 8s, this 8 in this column, this 8 in this column. So a pair of 8s here. I'm going around in a kind of desultory fashion, but don't worry about that. I think that's normal, certainly normal for the way I play Sudoku. There's a 1 down this column, there's a 1 in this row, so we have a pair of 1s here and here. Some strange noises outside, try to ignore them. These 2s now, so this is going to be a pair of 2, so 2 in this column, 2 in this column also, so 8 and 2 as a pair. So the same way that we have 5 and 2 as a pair, nothing else can go here, nothing else can go in here. The missing number is 1, so 1 has to be a pair here or here now because this 1 blocks this column, can't come in these 2 squares. And when we bring that down, is that helpful down here? Okay, so we're going to have a pair here. So bring these 1s down, so blocking this column, this 1 blocks this column, so 1 has to appear as a pair here and here. The 7 here blocks this square here, so 7 appears here like so, and the remaining number is 9. So we can fill that in now. And we can bring that 9 across here, blocking this square, so 9 has to be a pair here and here. Okay. Right, what else is going on? Okay, so 3 blocks this row here, meaning 3 is a pair in these 2 squares here. This 3 at the top here blocks this row, this column. This 3 blocks this column, so blocking these 2 squares. So 3 has to appear either here or here. Seven is along here and along here. There's also one up here. So 7 is a pair here and here. Still looking for pairs. At this stage I'm doing my best to try and find pairs because pairs are usually the easiest way to go forward. This 4 runs across here, this row here, so 4 must be a pair here or here. And also 4 across this row, 4 across this row, leaving a pair of 4s here and here. I don't see any more easy pairs. Maybe my eyes are not working very well, I don't know, but I don't see any more easy pairs, and so for that reason I'm going to fill in the other candidates that are missing. It doesn't really matter where I begin, I think. I don't see any area that's going to give us any preferential treatment, so I'll just this is done already. Let's just start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we don't have yet. Oh, 6 is actually a pair here and here because there's an intersecting 6 here. I didn't notice. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's complete now. Down here, 1 we've got, 2, 3 we don't have yet. But 3 blocks this square here, so in this row we need a 3, but 3 blocks here, so 3 will be a pair, but it's either going to be here or here, not this square down here. Okay, and also you could have seen that by having 3s in these lower 2 rows here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 is blocking this column and 6 is blocking this row, and so we have a pair of 6s down here, and when we take that back up we see, guess what, we had 6 as a candidate here, which we now have to remove and fill in here. And when we do that, we'll notice we are overwriting a 3 as part of a pair, so the 3 will be here, and we notice we're overwriting a 5, which is there, and the only remaining candidate there is 4 anyway. We bring that 4 down, and so that a 4 cannot exist here anymore. 4 has to go here, and we are overwriting a 1 in the top left. In my notation, top left means a pair, so we can fill in the other number. We're overwriting a 3. 3 goes in. The other missing number here now is 9. I will write it in. I'm not sure we need to, but I'll do it anyway. There's one number now missing in this row, and it is a 9, so let's put that in now. Up here we had a pair of 9s, so we know that 9 goes there. Let's remember to remove that candidate, and also remove candidate 9 down, further down in this column. Remember, if you write a number in as a candidate and then something then excludes it, remember to remove the candidate, otherwise you will make mistakes, or that's how I usually make mistakes anyway. Okay, let's keep moving. Here we have 1 and 6, so now that I've removed this 9, we have 1 and 6 here and 1 and 6 here, meaning that within this segment no other square can contain 1 and 6. So this square that has 9 and 6 cannot have a 6, and therefore must be a 9. Okay, we had a pair of 9s here, so we can fill in the 9 there, and remember to remove the 9 candidate here. Okay, it's you know, we're jumping around the board here. It's not a bad Sudoku puzzle. It's definitely not as easy as yesterday's, which was really a very timid puzzle. It's not going to be expert level puzzle, I'm sure, but it is at least it's a reasonable puzzle anyway. Okay, missing numbers here are going to be 1 and 6. You can see there's a 1 and 6 missing here, so that has to be the same. There are 2 numbers, 2 squares lacking numbers. It has to be 1 and 6. So we fill those in there. This one is going to be a 1 or 6. We ain't into nothing coming in here. Alright, but we'll fill in the missing candidates. So the missing candidates are 1 and 6. We don't have any other 1s or 6s intersecting, so I'm going to put them in the bottom right of the cell, not in the top left. Even though this is a pair, actually, it's not a pair within this segment. It would stop anything else being a 1 or 6, but we filled in all the other numbers anyway, so that doesn't mean anything now. 6 was already intersecting here, so I filled it in. without noticing that we had a 6 here. So 6 goes there, 1 is there, and then of course 6 has to be that number now, leaving us with 3 and 1 here. And guess what? 3 and 1, so 3 and 1 can't exist anywhere else, so we can get rid of the 1, leaving us with a 6 there, and of course that's a 1. You could have just gone through here and found that was a 1, and then that would be the 6. So many ways to play Sudoku. This 1 here will mean that's a 1 and that's a 7. The 7, which we will bring across, is blocking this row, 7 blocking this column, 7 is here, like so. 7 now was a pair here, so 7 goes there. Let's remove, well, I don't want to remove the candle. Let's fill in the missing number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is our missing number along here, so let's fill that in now. Okay, 6, if we continue up, 6 in this column up, 6 in this column up, and a 6 going across means that's our 6, and of course we're overwriting an 8, so we can fill in 8. That must be 8, and that must be 2. 1 missing number in this central row is 1, so we can do that now. 1 missing number here is 5, I believe, so we can fill that in there. 5, now we have a pair of 5 or 2 down here, so the 5 has to be that square, the 2 has to be that square. Continue this 2 up. We don't have a 2 in this segment yet. This 2 blocks that square there, so there. The last remaining number is 3. The last remaining number in this column now is 1. We had a pair of 3 or 1, so that's 3, that's a 1. 6, this 6 intersects here, so 6 must be there. That has to be a 9. Back across, that has to be a 9. The last remaining number is 3. Hard level puzzle, I favour medium, to be honest with you. I think that's more of a medium than a hard, although I don't know. These things are difficult to judge, and maybe sometimes you just get lucky. Maybe sometimes people get stuck somewhere for a long time and imagine that it's a hard one. I think that's more like a medium puzzle, but anyway, I'll give it to the Guardian as hard today. Thank you very much. Hope to see you tomorrow, weekend tomorrow, Saturday puzzle tomorrow. Thank you, bye-bye.